Okay, Subodh, so this was towards the end of the lesson. We just stuck with a 9 iron, short shots, about 100 yards there, trying to slowly make some improvements and some adjustments. And I think you should be pretty happy with your progress in 60 minutes, really. One small thing that we did was we just placed the wooden T marker on the outside of the toe of the club, just to remind you that on the downswing that the club stays coming slightly from the inside. Good little practice drill for you, or routine whenever you're practicing, just to get away from hitting the ball from the heel. And then if we look at the start of the swing and look at the angles, so if I draw a plane line here, as we started back, what we were trying to do was obviously keep the hands in, the club out, like we just talked about in the wall drill. And what a beautiful change here compared to the original. So great start here, hands in, club out, club face staying much more online. The face of the club, the leading edge here now matching much more the spine angle, which is great. Very, very neutral, very orthodox, textbook if I dare say it. Not that there is a textbook swing for anybody, it's whatever works for you. But as we get back now, the hands are much more in the centre of the chest. The shaft of the club matches the original plane line, so you've got some symmetry. Your geometry is pretty good here. And as we know, the swing was a shorter swing, but it's actually not that short. It's about 3/4. And then the club works back down the same line. So if you were to look at it halfway back, and we kind of pop a little green line on the club there, and as you go to the top and you come back down, you start to see that the club marries that line. It starts to work more down the plane line now, so rather than being stuck under it, we talked before about this delivery position here being very much more on the line that it went back on. And golf's all about geometry, it's all about angles. Trackmans and everything tell us now that the club's working on certain directions and angles of attack. We used the TrackMan and you were on an average 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6 degrees left with your path at impact. And when we made the changes, you were getting closer to -1 and 0. So great changes, really. And you can see why those numbers may be a little bit different. On this occasion, the hands have moved slightly forward here, and that's why the impact was slightly on the heel, but at the same time good enough to produce a decent shot, and the arms and the body rotating through. And what I like here is you get the club almost back on a parallel line going through there, Subodh. So for the first lesson, I'm really encouraged by the changes. I think you should be too. But let's keep it simple. Let's just work on those key fundamentals, the start and halfway back. Use the little board there when you practice just to make sure that you get impact where you need to be. Pleasure meeting you. Some great changes. And let's see where we can get you to in the future.